Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host Eben, and we're here today with Mallory with her beautiful 2012 Chevy Volt. This is the first Volt on the channel. I've been wanting to do one forever. It's a little 1.4 liter. And well, we're kicking it off with a motor oil change and an engine flush. And we're gonna throw the engine flush in right now. Go ahead and open her up. And I'm holding the funnel because it's a little difficult because it doesn't really sit too well, but it's good though. Yep, she's got it. And we're downtown Las Vegas right now. First oil change, I believe, downtown. So really cool. Hold it up a little higher so they can see the liquid gold go in. Yep, forward, there you go. Ah, beautiful. Gotta push the limits sometimes. So this is, yeah, the whole thing, yep. It's a real thin yellow detergent. It's gonna loosen up all the sludge, any varnish in the engine, and it's gonna clean all the carbon deposits around the rings. And now we're going to go ahead and idle her for 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, we're going to drain her down. Let's start her up. I hear the electric. Ah, there it goes. It's like little sewing machine. Smaller than Honda Fit. If you're new to my channel, definitely consider subscribing. You can tap the little red icon in the corner. That way you can come back and watch this important information for your vehicle later. All right, it's that time to put in our PI Performance Improver. Go ahead and dump it in. And she already popped the little safety seal. Go ahead, put it all the way in. Put the whole, yep, all the way in. You got it. And what this does is it cleans the valves, cleans the carbon deposits out of the combustion chamber, gets you better gas mileage, smoother operation at higher RPM. And if your engine's pinging or knocking, it'll also help eliminate that. And really increases your compression. And you put it in every 4,000 miles, and well, that's it. All right, so this is what she sounds like before the flush. Here she is. We got our teeny weeny 10 millimeter socket. That's right, 10 mil. And we're gonna drain her down. Here we go. Crack her loose here. And she's gonna drop her load in the count of 3. A 1, a 2, and a 3. And there she blows. We're gonna go ahead and drop our filter. Here we go. There she goes. Oh yeah. And there's our little doggy scraps AC Delco filter. Off with the old, on with the new. Now it's time to prep our AMSOIL oil filter, good for 1 year, 15,000 miles. And what makes it different is it filters at 98.7% efficiency at 20 microns. And also the filter medium is proprietary. So what that is basically it traps 4 times more contaminants than cellulose paper. Also, it's got an upgraded anti-drain back valve, the rubber valve in there. And that doesn't allow the oil to drain back out. And also it doesn't deform with high heat like a lot of the other filters. And it also doesn't crack over the course of the year. And what that does is about 80% of the wear on an engine is during the cold start. And when you start it, it doesn't come apart and it just doesn't break down. You'll notice the thickness of the metal, how it's thicker. Also, it's all one piece. So these can actually come apart and they're just not quite the same quality. And this is a much higher quality, higher metal. It doesn't rust. And it's also a little bit bigger. So you have more filter medium to actually catch contaminants over the course of the year. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill her up. We're going to crack open a nice fresh bottle of Signature Series. And we're here downtown Las Vegas. We got the World Market Center behind me, and that's where they do a lot of conventions here in Vegas. And now we're going to go ahead and feel her up all the way because she's mounted straight up and down. Ah, look at that liquid gold. We'll see until she overflows. Look at that. Oh, there she is. And now we're going to go ahead and wet our rubbers, just 2 finger. Just takes 2 finger, hit your threads, hit your rubbers. And now we're going to go ahead and thread her on. That time to pour in the liquid gold. Go ahead and grab a fresh bottle. And what Mallory's going to be putting in is AMSOIL Signature Series. 100% synthetic. Go ahead and start pouring. I'll hold it. And this is good for 1 year, 25,000 miles, or 700 idling hours if you do a lot of Uber driving. And the other great thing about it is it doesn't burn off like Mobil 1, so it burns off at half the rate. And the other nice thing about it is it doesn't thicken, so you keep your good gas mileage. And then the 100% synthetic really gets you better gas mileage. And you'll be good for, 15,000 miles of severe service. And now we're going to do a nice, crazy tall pour. Let's do it. Let's stretch it out. Here we go. Oh, she's got it.
It's like being at a bar for your car.
Yeah. Woo. All right. Here comes number 2. We're going to go lefty on this one. Let's do it. She touched the oily one. Here we go. Lefty. One more, and I'll put the half in here, see what she takes. So this little angel takes 3.7 quarts of motor oil, and well, if you love your car, this is what you do.
And I do love my car. I do love it.
She loves it. All right, let's motor her up and check her out. All right, we're gonna go for a little drive around the block.
Yay,
let's do it.
Let's
see what she sounds like.
She's silent.
All right, she's silent. It hasn't kicked on yet.
Oh no, it's on.
The motor's on?
We driving right now. Mm-hmm. It's silent. It's like being in a magic carpet. It's so quiet. But it's way better. I can tell you from driving it myself, this sounds like a dream, basically because it sounds like nothing, which is how it's supposed to sound. But it did not sound like this an hour ago before you did the change, the oil change. It's crazy, right?
The motor's on right now.
Uh-huh. It's like magic, isn't it? It's real. But I'm telling you.
How do you know the motor's on? Seriously, I really can't tell if it's on.
Because the car's on, and I know it says that there's battery, but this is actually not true because I haven't charged it. So there is no so this is running on gas right now. So the oil, the motor is on.
What the hell? That's on right now?
Yeah. But I'm telling you, because I drive this car every day, that this is not how it sounded an hour ago. When I turned it on to drive it down before you did the oil change, you could hear it. Like, it sounded like it was sad and crying. Like, I mean, because I could hear, I was like, oh man, this poor car, it's going to break down any minute. I just need an oil change. And now it sounds like a dream, which means it sounds like nothing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. This is great. I feel so much better to drive it. I know you probably can't hear it, but I'm telling you, as the owner of the vehicle, this sounds way better.
This is the first time I've ever been in a car where I couldn't really hear the engine. I had to go out, I had to get out of the car and go to the side of it, I'm sure.
And to hear that, like, put your head on the on the hood. Yeah. Yeah. This is how it sounds.
Let's see if they can hear it. Cabs.
It's driving like way smoother right now.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Is there a spot where you can pull over and I can see if I can hear it?
Yeah, of course. Let me get back towards the house.
Yeah,
and
let's go back. Yeah.
We'll be able to do it. I guess I can go down 3rd.
Wow, that is such a neat thing.
It's cool, right?
Yeah, I've never had that on the channel happen before. Wow.
The first time my grandpa got in the car and I turned it on, he was like, Mallory, turn the car on. And I said, Grandpa, it's on. He's like, no, turn it on. I mean, it was like being in Who's on First, you know, like,
yeah,
because he was just convinced I didn't know how to drive my own car, and I'm like, no, the car is on. It's on, I promise. It's totally on. Oh, it's just super quiet. But again, for like the purpose of what you did, this sounds so much better, because it was definitely sad sounding yesterday. It was really struggling.
Wow, so we'll definitely be back to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we'll see what she sounds like when we can stop up here. I want to see what it sounds like. Right now, it's what's the temperature outside?
It says it's 90, but let's be honest, it's probably 140. No, it's probably like 95 or 100.
All right, it's like 95 or 100 degrees out right now. It's only 9:50 a.m. It's going to be 106, 107 today. But right now, she says the car's on. I can't tell if it is. So we're going to go out. She's going to pop the hood.
On.
And I want to hear what it sounds like. Let's do it. Let me see the exhaust pipe. So it is on, but the soundproofing is really that good. And I'll show you the exhaust. Oh, there it is. The exhaust right there. Right there. There it is. And there it is. There she is. That's some incredible soundproofing. All right, so what's the final thing? How's it feel?
Amazing, amazing. I told you when we were driving, and I will say it again. Sounds like a dream now. I feel like there's no chance my car is just gonna stop working on the side of the road. So I am a 100% satisfied customer. Thank you.
Awesome, you're the best, Mallory. I really appreciate it. That means so much. It means so much. All right, we'll see you back next time on synthetic oil protection. I'm gonna put a couple playlists right here in the corner. And we'll be back to follow up with this little angel. We'll see you back next time. Cheers.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.